Monday, May 15th, 0708 New York time. Happy Monday. New week starting. Placed a trade last night, bullish on the currency euro with the futures market. Do a little recap of the higher time frame and then into the time frames. I took my trade. I'm out of it already. Green, took profits. So we're looking here at a 3-year chart, each candle a month. Look at the current month. We're in the middle of the month, the 15th, and we are inside candle. I don't know what that means. We haven't taken out the high or low of last month yet. It means indecision. All those actions, events, news that happened so far up to this date, we're still inside. Interesting. So what we had here was consolidation. Staircase pattern, higher high. Look, the low of the year, the high of the year. So the momentum's to the upside for the year. Yeah, past years it was down. And of course, this is a retracement of that. Take it into the weekly. Last week, huge red candle, almost a solid body, big sell-off, big impulse move down, broke below this consolidation. So I labeled the midpoint right there. Looking for a potential retest of that to the upside. Well, drew the Fibonacci, watching levels, the key levels, 0.382, 618 to be tested. Because last week we broke below it and closed below it. The momentum to the downside. We'll see if we're going to test the 50%, 0.618. And then that would help give some wisdom. When it does bounce to the upside, is it going to go back up and likely take about this swing high? Or on that bounce, example, if it went down to 0.618, touches that and bounces up, then the probability is less likely it's going to take out that high, that it would fill somewhere going up and continue going down. Well, let's go into the daily. Yep, daily chart now. So last night when the futures opened, I had my first alert go off, price alerts from setting. That's what I have these for, alerts set. And the alert was on the euro. Yep, it was on the daily chart frame, my note said. Zone was tested. Yep, here. So this is the demand zone. Buyer stepped in here. And again, we're still inside that right now on the daily chart. Interesting. Yep, key level. Key level. A lot of activity may be occurring there soon. Let's go to the 4-hour. So the 4-hour intraday, we have a swing low all the way down here. Last Friday it was tested, broke it, and closed below it. Yeah, big candle moved down, often have a retracement. And that's what's been happening. Let me zoom in. That's what's been happening since overnight, been having a retracement of this candle. Well, one place on the upside, potentially, is here, I have labeled. But I also know from history that these big candles, big move down, often has a retracement with volatility inside there. Yep, and that's what's happened here. Take it down to the hourly now. There we are on the hourly. So as soon as we had that alert go off, I looked at my chart last night. I already did a recap, the higher time frame, Sunday, on my Patreon page for Patreon members. You can see all that prior to Sunday night futures opening. The link's below. Well, since Sunday night open, we actually opened lower than Friday's close. See? There. And then, zoom a little bit more. We also had that first 1-hour candle, even though it made a lower low, it turned green. Yep, potential reversal. And then the next candle here, the hourly candle, green, made a higher high, higher low. So again, some areas look like it was retesting. So my thought process was upward trend, might retest the midpoint here. There's a lot of sellers up here, so not to be buying up here, but looking to maybe go trade short. Oops. or close a trade if it's long, or at least if I have a trade there to consider, tighten up the stop to lock in gains. Let's go to the 15-minute. On the 15-minute, let's show you here too. Numbers on the hourly chart. Very important to me. Solid red horizontal lines are 50s and double zeros. So here is, again, if you know the euro has 4 digits to the right of the decimal. And here, 0.09 and 00 to the right. And the dotted red horizontal lines, quarters ending in either 25 or 75. Very important to me. A lot of price activity over there. Potential reversal. Look again at the hourly chart. A lot of price action there. Overlapping with what did I show you before? Zones. So that's a key place to be situational awareness. Look for potential trade, either bearish or bullish for setup. And then, back your numbers. If it reverses, so as it did last night, from here, one's looking at it, potential running up to that next key level. And that's what it did last night from here. 875 ran up here. And look at that, rejected it. The first price range that tested it, rejected it. And then had that fast sell-off. Let's go into the 15 minutes. So my thought on the 15-minute process was I liked all this. I was saying, wow, I think it's just getting bullish because you have these retests. Big long wick, big long wick, big long wick. And then I'm thinking, okay, I want to get in. Buy. Well, when I was in the process of making that decision, the struggle's real sometimes late at night. I was looking here because, again, I had another alert go off to me that the price went up here. I had it go off when this happened, alert. So I was working on filling the trade and setting prices. This candle, nah, it was not up here. It was down here. I was like, great, I'll get in at a discount. Seconds before I pushed the order through, this ran up. It didn't take out this high yet, but it ran up here. So my thought process was, it's running. It's that time where people come in buying it. Maybe I'll wait till it pulls back, but it might never pull back during this session. The struggle's real. So I went in and got it. Yep, I bought it here. And my thought process again was, okay, he needs to take out this thing, continue to the upside. So let's go forward. Actually, let's show you the position. So when I got in, again, I got in at that price right there. The yellow horizontal line is where my long was. So I did get in before that. And I had my stop down here. I didn't want to give back so much. I said, no way. I was going to put my stop down here. Nope. I said, I'm just going to keep a type stop. Either it's going to work. I'll know shortly. Instead of taking more risk, yeah, I could have put more money at risk down here. But again, I was thinking if it's not going to continue this up and make these retests down here, why even keep it lower the stop? You know, it's proven itself here. But again, time is the entry. I could have gotten too late going forward. And I got in long. The time I went in long was 9:05 p.m. New York time. So that got this 15-minute candle that got done. Momentum's to the upside. And I'm getting concerned now because it's moving up rapidly. And like, this may not be sustainable. My mindset is already getting ready. So let me start moving up my stop. See, it's taking up, but I'm starting to see these longer candles on the top, giving me suspicious that, yeah, that momentum may be getting tired. That energy might be running out. And look at that big impulse move down. So when I was up here, that was a lot of money. Yeah, I should have. And I looked at it too when I was up there. I was like, yep, maybe I should just close it because this candle wasn't done yet. Should close it, take my gains into profits. Nope. I was thinking, okay, let me move up my stop. Yeah. Going forward. Look at that. The momentum went down. Retested my entry, so I could have doubled up, closed, broke even. But when I saw this red candle, I was like, wow, a little tiny candle at 15-minute. All that energy it used to go down here, it got tired. So I was thinking, yeah, maybe the downside is over. It's going to go back up. So just go forward a little bit more. But it broke because that white candle, just to let you know, means it opens to close the same price. Like an indecision dodgy. It broke below that. Was not a happy camper. And then look at that fast reversal. Don't know what we don't know. The madness. Go a little bit more forward. So when this occurred, and then this started to move up and moved up here, this stop, I said, I already have gains. Let me move up, start tightening gains. So I moved up my stop, moved it up into his area. And then that momentum didn't continue to the upside. Nope, I got stopped out there. So a trade closed at 11.46. Was that? Yeah, 11.46. Small gain, profit. Let's go forward to see what happened. Yep, continue. Let's zoom out some more. There we go. So again, and my original target I set was 1.09. Yep, let me show you on the, well, let me do this. Continue. Yep, so this I did not change my target price. Remember, I got closed out because my stop triggered, but it closed out because I already moved up and locked in gains. So if I left it down here, my original stop, well, it did hit my target, original target. So I left a lot of money on the table. And look what happened. As soon as it hit that, the next candle, higher high, and then reversed the trend sold off. Wow. Whatever mathematical formula I used or the future gods gave me some wisdom at that moment. Hit that target. Wow. Yeah. Just think, it might have actually occurred down here in reverse and never hit that. And then I could have just been, yeah, thank goodness I didn't stop that out. Just amazing. So it came back in all the way back down to that long. Yeah. So I guess somebody's looking at my trades, following me and just giving me a hard time. Interesting. So let me show you something else. Yep. The sessions. I often say sessions. So let's draw this in. So sessions, there's 3 sessions that I interested in a lot. The first one is the Asian session, because futures trade extended hours. That's a beautiful thing. So this is the Asian session. Let me tighten this up. Let's see what the high that was. 886. Again, these sessions, because they're overnight, there's different liquidity, simply meaning that the volume activity is lower. But that happens, also the spreads get lower. I mean, sometimes the spreads get wider. The spread is what? The spread is what's between the bid and the ask. Did I do that right? Oops. There we go. Again, that was the low and the high of the Asian session. Again, the Asian session here is from 2000 to 2300. So I went long during the Asian session. Again, the Asian session, the low of the Asian session was there, but the overnight when it opened, the low was there, and the high of the Asian session was there. So I went long there. And then the London session, let's draw that in now. 2 to 5. Two a.m. using different colors so we could identify it more. There we go. Let's tighten this up a little bit. The low of the Asian session was here. Sorry, the low of the London session was there. He's saying Asian session, London session. So the green was the Asian session, the purple was the London session, and the high was there, 902. Again, Asian session, London session, and then New York session, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. has not occurred yet. Let's just draw this in here. Oops. And then I'm not talking about the stock market. I'm talking about the, oops. Yeah, it overlaps. These are financial instruments, again, that trade nearly 24/7. They open Sunday nights. So that's why there's different sessions, because overnight, different nations, time zones can trade. Again, the New York session is not occurring yet until 8. So the interesting thing is here, during the morning session of the New York session, you have the London session overlap. So this is the main hours, the morning session for London. But again, our morning session is their afternoon. So they're overlapping, able to still trade. So there's a lot more activity here during the New York session. Again, liquidity, price action, liquidity, price action. You see a difference here, bigger candles, and then you'll see more here later. Yep, so many more trades to occur. But again, notice what's happened there. Low overnight, low of Asian session, low of London session, high of London session. And then look what happened. After the high of London session, took off, went lower, broke below the London session, tested this area in the Asian session. What is this? This is a consolidation, almost the middle of here. So we know what's happening here. This was the demand zone, buyers, consolidation, breakout here. So again, right now, I know during the day today, potential trade ideas, if we come down here again today, I'll be drawing my lines here later on, updating this zones. But potential trade ideas, trade maybe bullish, depending if price action comes down here. Because we already had this, what happened here, history. And then here on the upside, we filled to take that out so far. So now we're grinding up into this. So be concerned that this might be a potential opportunity to be trading short up here. Or since we have economic news today, yep, news. At 8:30 a.m. New York time, that they might run this up, continue running it up prior to the news release. Don't know where, if it's going to be above or below, but they might just continue running it up. And at the news release, 8:30, economic state manufacturing, it might be not what they expected and a fast sell-off. So again, a huge volatility potential. So multiple trade ideas, not to trade into that news. Well, I'll give you a little insight here. If I think it's weakness, I think that went up here, I think it's going to be trading bearish, then maybe, I've done it sometimes, just a moment before the news, if I'm bearish, I'll put my trade, depending on where it's at, bearish, a little tight stop. And then if the news is negative, that benefits the negative euro, okay, this trades down, then that means stronger US dollar. And then if it trades down fast, well, then I'll be in gains and I'll be a tight stop. Yep, did that last week, one of my trades too. I think it was the euro too, but it was the opposite direction I went. Yeah, we'll see how this plays out later on. Well, thank you for watching. And again, if you want to get more detail, you could join my Patreon page. The link's below.